just show you how I basically drew this. I'm going to redraw it again. I have my calligraphy pen here. Just watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I've got it taped. I'm going to do this part here. I'm going to put a little above the center. And there we go. And there's the rock. And then I'm coming across here with not a straight line, a bit of an angle, just for perspective. So if it's straight, it won't quite look right. Then I draw a shape here. Put a few lines in. Inking's great because when you ink something, you can use the brush pen like this to get some nice skinny lines. Maybe put a little bit of something at the bottom here. You'll notice I've added a few round lines here and there to give the shape of the rocks, and a couple dabs here and there, a couple straight lines, maybe with a little crack in it like that. And here comes the big number 1 tree. He just sweeps up. Then the number 2 tree, not quite the same. We want a distance between here that's not the same. So this one's kind of coming up straight, right to the top. And my little guy here, I'm not going to put it the same. I'm going to put it right here and straight up. Notice I just pushed my whole arm up. Now I can switch to the other side of the pen for now, and I can get finer strokes with this. So bottom of the clouds here, put a line in, just sweep it across, a couple wiggles, and I got 2 lines down here, 3 lines. And now I can work on back to this nib, and I can work on some flick strokes for, notice it's completely different. Each time I do it, I use some other different, I think I'm going to bring one down here like that. For a different, this one here, I'm just going back and forth and back and forth, more of a pine tree, pine needles. And this is my spar, which I'm going to put hardly anything on. A couple broken lines here. Maybe the sun's coming from here. Put my name on it, Ron. Might want to put the year if I want, 2016. These are 99 cents. I buy them at a paint store. They're wonderful. They're slanted wells. So any kind of palette, an egg carton, anything, little dishes, anything that will hold paint is worth calling a palette. You need a big brush, and you need a medium-sized brush and a small brush. Well, we're almost all set up. We got our water, 3 brushes. We have a picture that we can do. Let's talk about the colors. First we have alizarin crimson. Then we have 3 blues to choose from. Cobalt blue, which is the most dear in price. Then we have the thalocene blue, the best all-round blue, and of course ultramarine blue, which is somewhere in between these two. This is raw umber. Now these are our 2 special colors here, right there, ultramarine and raw umber. We have Hansa yellow, that's H-A-N-S-A. We have Indian yellow, which originally came from India. Then we have the Azo yellow, another good yellow. Start with 2 paints, 2 colors. You can't go wrong with 2 colors. Are you ready? So just watch and see what I do. I'm hitting the West Coast. First thing I'm going to do is take this Picasso brush, and I'm getting it all over the paper for the sky, but not the cloud. See? Not the cloud, but all over the sky. Right over my ink, see? Waterproof ink. Perfect. I wait a couple seconds, and I wanted the sky to bleed down into my landscape here, so I wet it too. The only thing I left is the cloud. It's definitely not been touched. Now the paper will buckle a little. It's a 140-pound paper. No big deal. Put my brush aside here. Take some more water. And while the water is sinking into the paper, I'm taking some ultramarine here. And I'm going to do a quick dispersion test because the paper's wet. And I'm probably going to be tilting my paper because water runs downhill. I'm going to get a nice little sweep across the sky here, and I'm going to see what happens. Not bad. I can even take some of my ink here. See my ink? And I'm going to paint it so that it's falling down. Now you'll notice this paper is what's called surface wet. So I'm just going to play around with a few of the shapes here. See how much it's going to drip. You see, it's not dripping too fast. Very nice. So now instead of adding more paint, what I'm going to do is take my big Picasso brush here and I'm going to run it through like this. I'm going to clean that brush off. You hear it? Always have a rag handy. We don't want too much water. I'm going to do it again. Those were those ink lines there. I'm going to do it again. And I'm watching. I like that. I like just what happened there. Ooh, look at it go. Is it going for the clouds? No. Is it beading there? Yes, so I'm going to tilt. As I tilt, I can simulate wind. So I can go like that. Oh, look at this nice white spot here. Things are happening. Now I'm going to lay it flat because I don't want to lose it. And I'm going to be really, really careful. And I'm going to take a little bit of the umber. See the umber? Just a drop of it. Very thin. Umber and ultramarine will make a lovely soft gray. So I don't want too much water on my brush. Oh, there's a little drip there. I think I'll just add that there. There we go. So here comes a little umber. Just drop it into there. And one here. I'm going to put a darker one here. So this, you think this is sky blue here, but I'm thinking it's a cloud bank coming in. Now that's wet, so there we go. That's a lot of umber, Ron. Whoa. Okay, let's see what happens there. Should I just leave it or let the water go back on it? It's not really going anywhere, is it? So I'm going to let some of the water collect here. That went on a little bit thick. But you know what? Bold is good. Now what do I do if it's a little thick? I watch it for a second. And I realize that I can give it one little swipe here to distribute it better. That's it. That's as far as I'm going with that. What I've done there, if you can see it, is I've lifted a little bit of the paint off. It's now on this brush. I clean it off. And I'm just going to let that sit. And I'm going to add a little brown in here and here. And then clean my brush. Take a little brown here. And gently distribute it through there. Nice. 2 colors so far. And I look up there and I go, I'm a little more blue in here. Ah, there we go, there we go. See? That's a lovely, it's almost black. Look at that. That's a perfect stormy cloud right there. Just, it's going to disperse. Ron, just leave it alone now. That's nice. See the trees there? Okay, here. A fairly thick mixture of the ultramarine, and I am mixing them together. Take a little drop of moisture. And this now has become almost like ink. It's the same thickness as ink. I load the brush up, get the tip on it, putting a few of these in here, going over. Wherever I see dark, I'm going to put in these little strokes. Okay, now you see they're predominantly blue. Let's see if it mixes in there, if it spreads out a bit. Yeah, it's starting to spread out a bit. Wow, that is pretty cool. These little waveforms here, that's where the reflection is. This, because it's being disturbed by the wind, reflects the sky. Okay? There's my Indian yellow, and I'm going to add a little bit of the ultramarine to it. Definitely got green there. And just going to add a little bit of that on the trees here. Don't want to get too carried away. A little bit in here and there. And I'm going to take some pure yellow, pretty much pure, clean it off. Nice thing with these palettes, you can just add water, you see, and that cleans your color off, because clean colors are the best thing you can have in a watercolor. Now I've got the nice clean yellow, and I'm going to just, see it's bleeding a little bit there, I like that, a little bit of a mist coming in. Put a little bit of the yellow right in there, maybe a drop in here, there we go, and a little bit here to warm it up, and here, and a little bit on my trees here, drop it in. That really spread out there nicely. I'm going to make a tool mark here with the end of the brush. Another thing I like about these is got a nice tool mark. Not good to push that way, always good to have the brush or the tool on an angle, see? When you put it on an angle, it won't rip the paper. There. I like this a little browner here. I'm going to mix a little bit of the Indian yellow with the umber. Now I'm getting a fairly thick paint in here, see? A rich paint. Almost opaque. And that's okay. A little bit of opaque is great in a picture. Opaque meaning you can't see through it. And that's good. Gonna let that dry for a minute. Now what if I took a little bit of alizarin, just a touch, because the paper's wet, and very thin, with a drop. Oh, the ultramarine is dirty, so what do? Just add a little water to it. And there we go. It runs down. You get quite a nice violet with the ultramarine. And I'm just coming under here, see? With that little violet shape. I might even drop a little bit of the ultramarine up here too now. And a little more of the... Oh, there we go. Little shadow. Looks like the sun's coming from here, so we'll pull it over there. There. Drop a little in here and a little here. You can use a big brush like this, or you could use a flat brush like this. Anything that will pick up paint. Ah, I got a little light area there. Let's pull, this is the sky, so I don't want to pull down because the reflection is from the sky up here. So let's see where else I can pull off a little light coming through. Remember I said the light was coming from here, so I'm going to pull it off right there. Take that brush. There's a little white spot here, I don't want to touch it. Oh, yeah, that's good. I'm just lifting a little bit here and there. Ah, that's nice. And right here. There. Anywhere else? Nope, I'm going to let that dry. I might want to add with my small brush a little something to set the clouds off here. So I think I might take a little more of this light purple or violet, and because I wet that with my brush, no problem. Light's coming from here, so, oh, I like that. Hey, I could put a little bit of that now, you see? Painting's starting to talk to me. That's a good sign. I could put a little bit of this purple in the water, just a little bit. Oh, now you think that's too dark, so I lighten it up with a little water. Just lift it, and I'm going straight down. There we go, looking just fine. Okay, that's good. Take a break from that. It's got a little dark up here. Maybe I'll just lift a little bit of the cloud off. There. Oh yeah, look at that. That's cool. I like that. The magic of the green tape. Notice I'm pulling away from the picture. A picture always looks better with a nice white shirt on all the way around it. People get colored mats and they do work occasionally, but honestly, a white mat is probably the best thing you can get. That's a great little picture. And remember, no mistakes in art.